Have you ever wondered what happens to your body and mind when you abstain from sexual activity for a year? It's a question that piques curiosity and often leads to a mix of myths and scientific discussions. Today, we're going to explore what truly happens when one takes a break from sexual activities for an extended period. We'll examine both the physical and psychological impacts, backed by scientific studies and insights from health experts. Stay tuned as we delve into the science behind no sex for a year. First, let's bust some myths about sexual abstinence. One of the most pervasive myths is that not engaging in sexual activity for a period such as a year leads to serious physical health issues. However, health experts clarify that abstinence itself does not cause physical harm, nor does it disrupt the normal functioning of the body. Rather, it's important to consider overall lifestyle and emotional health during such periods. Another common belief is that celibacy can drastically alter one's personality. Some say it leads to increased aggression or anxiety, yet psychologists argue that personality is influenced by a broad range of factors, not just sexual activity. In fact, changes in mood or behavior are more likely tied to social interactions and personal coping mechanisms than to celibacy alone. In debunking these myths, we rely on scientific studies and expert opinions, which show that the effects of abstinence are often much less dramatic than popular culture might suggest. Now that we've cleared the air, let's look into what actually changes. What does a year without sex do to your body? It's a question that might tickle your curiosity, and rightly so. The physical effects of abstaining from sexual activity for an extended period can be quite profound. Firstly, let's talk hormones. Sex is known to influence levels of certain hormones in the body, notably testosterone and estrogen. For men, prolonged abstinence might lead to a slight decrease in testosterone levels, which can affect everything from muscle mass to mood. However, it's important to note that this decrease is generally mild and doesn't necessarily mean a significant impact on overall health. For women, the scenario might look a little different. Estrogen levels can fluctuate more noticeably, which might affect menstrual cycles and even bone density over time. However, these changes are typically not drastic unless coupled with other health issues. Now, let's consider the cardiovascular system. Regular sexual activity is sometimes linked with better heart health, thanks to its exercise-like effects on the body. A study by the American Journal of Cardiology found that sexual activity might reduce the risk of heart attacks. However, abstaining doesn't mean you're at immediate risk. It simply means you might miss out on these potential benefits. On the brighter side, abstaining from sex can also lead to certain health benefits, such as reduced risk of certain sexually transmitted infections, provided one's previous lifestyle was risk-prone. It also gives the body time to heal if one has been experiencing conditions like pelvic pain, or if they are recovering from surgery or an illness. Moreover, changes in sleep patterns have been observed. Some individuals report better quality sleep due to reduced anxiety and distraction, while others might miss the relaxation that follows sexual activity, which can help in falling asleep more easily. In sum, the body undergoes various changes during a period of sexual abstinence. These can range from hormonal shifts to alterations in cardiovascular health, with each change carrying its own set of potential benefits and drawbacks. While the body experiences these changes, the mind also goes through its transformation. Shifting focus from body to mind, what are the psychological effects of abstaining from sexual activity? The realm of the mind is as complex as it is fascinating, especially when it comes to the effects of sexual abstinence. When one chooses or finds themselves not engaging in sexual activities, the psychological implications can be quite profound. These changes range from shifts in mood and stress levels to broader mental health impacts. Firstly, let's consider mood changes. For some, the lack of sexual activity can lead to a decrease in the hormones associated with pleasure and well-being, such as dopamine and oxytocin. This hormonal shift might result in feelings of sadness or a decrease in overall mood. On the flip side, some individuals report a sense of relief and decreased anxiety when sexual pressures are removed from their lives, leading to a more stable emotional state. Stress levels also show significant fluctuations. The act of physical intimacy is known to reduce stress by promoting relaxation and increasing feelings of satisfaction and connectedness. Without this natural stress reliever, individuals might find themselves grappling with heightened levels of stress and anxiety. However, this is not a universal rule. Some might find that removing the complexities and emotional challenges of sexual relationships actually leads to a simpler, less stressful life. Diving deeper into overall mental health, psychologists suggest that sexual activity can be an integral part of one's mental and emotional balance. The absence of it, particularly if previously regular, can lead to significant psychological adjustments. This might manifest as increased loneliness, a sense of isolation, or changes in self-esteem. Conversely, some find this period an opportunity for personal growth and self-discovery, leading to enhanced mental resilience. Interestingly, the psychological journey of sexual abstinence is not solely about struggle. Many report increased focus and energy redirected towards other aspects of life, such as hobbies, career, and personal development. This redirection can lead to profound personal achievements and a renewed sense of purpose. It's clear the mind and body are closely linked. But how do people actually cope with this change? Hear from those who've lived it. How did they adapt to a year without sex? Take Sarah, a 32-year-old teacher from Minneapolis. After a challenging breakup, she decided to focus on her personal growth. Sarah turned to yoga and meditation, activities she found helped channel her energies and stabilize her emotions. It wasn't just about abstaining from sex, she explains. It was about understanding myself deeper, strengthening my relationship with my own being. Then there's Michael, a freelance graphic designer based in San Francisco. Michael tells us that the initial few months were the toughest. The lack of physical intimacy led him to explore new forms of social interaction. He joined book clubs and hiking groups, which not only filled his social calendar but also expanded his circle of friends. It's about finding other ways to connect with people, discovering different facets of intimacy, Michael reflects. In New York, we meet Emma, who used her year of abstinence as a creative sabbatical. An amateur painter, Emma dedicated more time to her art, producing a series of works that were later exhibited at a local gallery. This period of abstinence was like clearing the clutter in my mind, allowing more space for creativity, she shares. Across the pond in London, we find Jack, a software developer who embraced the challenge differently. Jack decided to delve into volunteer work, helping at local shelters and teaching computer skills to underprivileged children. Helping others filled a void that I thought only a romantic relationship could, Jack admits. His story highlights how shifting focus from personal desires to the needs of others can be profoundly fulfilling. These stories provide a real-world perspective to the scientific data we've discussed. Each individual found unique pathways to not just cope, but thrive in the absence of sexual activity. Their experiences underscore a common theme. The year was less about what they were missing, and more about what they found within themselves and in the world around them. Bringing in the experts to tie it all together. In our exploration of a year without sexual activity, we've uncovered some fascinating insights. To further distill this knowledge, we've consulted with health experts who specialize in both physiological and psychological domains. Their analysis provides a comprehensive understanding of how abstinence can influence various facets of life. Dr. Helena Morris, a renowned psychologist, shares that the absence of sex does not inherently lead to negative mental health outcomes. Instead, it's the personal context and the reasons behind this choice that play a crucial role. For some, choosing abstinence can be a period of significant personal growth and self-discovery. It allows individuals to focus on other aspects of their relationships and personal development, which can be profoundly rewarding. On the physiological side, Dr. Liam Carter, a urologist, explains that while there are no severe health consequences associated with not having sex for a year, there are some notable changes. For instance, men might experience occasional nocturnal emissions as a natural response to the lack of sexual activity. For women, the impacts are generally minimal, although some studies suggest that regular sexual activity can help maintain vaginal health. Both experts emphasize the importance of understanding that sexual activity, or the lack thereof, is just one element of a person's overall health and well-being. The key is ensuring that the decision to abstain is voluntary and comes from a place of understanding one's needs and desires. Moreover, the social and emotional aspects of abstinence are not to be overlooked. Social stigmas can often exacerbate feelings of isolation or pressure. It's essential for society to respect personal choices regarding sexuality, as these are deeply personal and varied. As we've seen, the journey of abstinence is as much about personal growth as it is about health. The decision to abstain from sexual activity for a year can lead to a deeper understanding of oneself and one's relationships, highlighting that our choices about our bodies are deeply personal and should be made with care and consideration. So what have we learned about taking a break from sexual activity for a year? We've peeled back the layers of myth and discovered real, tangible effects on both the body and the mind. From physical health shifts to psychological transformations, the journey of abstaining from sex is deeply personal and varies widely among individuals. Perhaps most fascinating is how closely tied our sexual health is to our overall well-being. Thank you for joining us in this exploration. Remember, every individual's experience is unique, and what's crucial is finding what works best for you.